Boom. Yes. Yeah. Thanks, of course, for that wonderful intro, and that I even use as an outro, to the great Stone Loki, my good buddy, and just wonderful new YouTube friend. I made so many wonderful new YouTube friends. Thank you, everyone. Just what are these? What are the kids are the cool kids are calling this these days? A chill stream. I guess that's what this is pretty much tonight. Just a little open geek talk foolishness, as I used to do in the old days over at Blog Talk Radio. This is, of course, me, the ever-loving, blue-eyed, brown-eyed, really thing, Ben J. Grimm, as I used to call myself over there. That's just me, Mike. What can you do? But, yeah, Clobberin Times. Issue number 38, actually, 738. 700 shows over at Blog Talk Radio from April 2009 to April 2020. And then, of course, over here at YouTube now for my 38th little run in here. And tonight, no real topic or anything like that. Hopefully some of my pals will pop in. And anybody, who is there. And, of course, I see Mr. Tim Hayes is here tonight. Hey, Tim. Thanks for popping in, buddy. It's great to see you. Yo, it's Latino Slantin' time. Paulie, what's up, bro? Good to see you, buddy. Hey, man. Oh, man, I just thought I would come on late and do a little late night clobbering. Nothing special here going on. Just no topic tonight. Just kind of hanging, man. What you doing, bro? How you been, Paulie? This is, of course, everyone is the great Paulie of the Great Latino Slant channel, a burgeoning, booming new channel here on YouTube. And that he is, of course, he's been just doing vids the past couple of weeks. Probably he's got another vid up going up tomorrow, of course. But he, of course, does lots of live streaming. I think he's going to be getting back into the live streaming game. Doing more live streaming next week, I guess you will be, right, Paulie? But I'm glad to see you here, bro. I don't know what you've been up to, how you doing, but it is good to see you. I was, of course, blessed to be on the great Loki's show last night, and I really appreciate that. A whole bunch of us talking about our great old buddy, Mexican Iron Man. And, Paulie, dude, if you're busy, it's cool. But if you want to come hang and talk for, chat for a little while, let me know, brother. But, yes, the great Mexican Iron Man. I'm sure a lot of you who have watched videos, I've been around watching any of the Fandom Minutes videos out there, know of whom we speak. He is a legend. He is a legend indeed. And he is just an amazing guy who have had a terrible accident yesterday. And the outpouring of love was for him was very touching yesterday from all of his friends and things like that. Splash Page Comics. Hey, man. Well, or hey, Splash Page, I should say. I don't know. I'm just happy to see you here again. It's great to see you there. Sorry about that. But sorry, I have a bit of a there we go. But I like the name. Well, by the way, I like that name, Splash Page Comics. There's nothing like a good comic splash page, I say. But that's just me. Especially a Kirby splash page. Well, they're all great though. Yeah. But yeah, well, again, while I'm here, sort of recapping some things, I want to thank. She's not here right there at the moment, but I'm going to thank her anyway. The wonderful, the beautiful, the talented Raquel Briggs, who hung out with me this past Monday night. I had just a wonderful time talking about, we did a show I wanted to do for a long time, and she made it possible for us to do it. And of course, it was in defense of Enterprise, Star Trek Enterprise, a show that just gets way too much abuse. in my opinion and in her opinion. And it's just so unfairly maligned, many of us feel, those of us feel. And so we did sort of just a defense of that. We talked about the show, why we love it so much and why it gets a bad rap, things like that. And it was just a whole bunch of fun. I really enjoyed it, and I really appreciate her. And of course, this past Saturday night, my friend Claude and Minimus and I should say, did a show about the history or timeline history of Star Trek and comic books, which was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed doing that. And I got so many topics I want to tackle. I'm not exactly sure what the next one's going to be. I have to get with the great Mark C on one because we're supposed to be doing something about his favorite bad movies. If you like that sort of thing, if you like bad movies, he does. But hey, Polly, by the way, if you want to come on and hang for say hello for a while, you can, bro. But I guess if you're busy, don't worry about it. But I just want to make sure it's always open to you. But where were I? Yeah, bad movies. And soon again, well, we're called Clobberin time. We love comics, but we love Star Trek. We love Doctor Who. We love Blake Seven and The Prisoner and a lot of other things as well. But our motif, as you can see, is comics. Carlos, who has joined me for many shows, of course, the Comic Book Encyclopedia, will be joining me soon for a Legion of Superheroes show because we both love the Legion. Yeah, I mean, you'd think, hey, man, big Fantastic Four freak, which I am. Absolutely. But I do love my Legion of Superheroes. And when I have a chance to just have a good old chin wag about that, we're going to do that pretty soon. There will be more Trek talks coming up with Raquel as soon as we get some topics hammered out, figure out what we want to do with those. My buddy Flash, my old, partner in crime of the old BTR days. Hopefully I'm getting him coming back to hang with me. We'll do some more list type stuff. Our good old buddy Jobber was wanting us to do, in addition to the bad movies that I love thing that Mark C wants to do, are just lists. A while back we did so many lists on our old show, and we're probably going to do one eventually about, we did our favorite movies list, and then we, of course, later at one point, this is many years now, did our worst movies list. So we will be doing that again. Flash and I will be revisiting that one probably. Maybe we're wondering if our lists will change any because it's been a long time since we did those. Of course, we had a lot of fun doing that. Of course, Carlos and I, we got a lot of topics planned. We've already done, since we've been here, we've done a show about the Mark C and I have done some comics related shows about the and we're going to get back to doing this, by the way, where we do a special show on a specific comic book story. We've done the comic book miniseries Justice by Jim Kruger and Alex Ross a good while back, which is one I really recommend to you. We've also done, well, we did the 25th anniversary of Astro City, one of the greatest comics ever done. Carlos and I did that one. And we're going to be doing some more of those shows coming up soon, like where we recommend a great comic that you may have not read, but if you haven't read it, some recommendation shows where we'll break down what are some of our favorite comics, and devote a whole show to just that one, whether it's a mini series or what have you, or maybe it's a run by a certain artist in the creative team. Eric K. All right, buddy. Great to see you there, my friend. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for popping in, buddy. And of course, like I said, there are more Trek shows coming up and more comic stuff. And, so a lot of that kind of stuff coming in. Hopefully, I'm going to be trying to get my great retro blasting buddy on as soon as I can, the great Michael French. We've got some things we're talking about, trying to do again soon. He's such a busy man, Steve Mitchum. Hey, bud. My old buddy Steve Mitchum. Thanks for popping in there, bro. Good to see you. Let's see. Let's check my where are we at? Yeah, I'm just sorry. I have to check a message thingy there real quick. Sorry about that. And but again, there's that, of course. Then again, we're all worried about the great Mexican Iron Man. So any of you who do know him, just keep him in your thoughts and prayers and all that kind of stuff. He is a great gentleman, and I've been fortunate enough to get a chance to talk to him a little bit, and he's a great dude. So I hope he is doing better. I really do. And he's got a long road, but he's got a lot of support. There's a lot of great friends out there. So. Yes, Eric K. I mean, as always, bud, I do appreciate seeing you, sir. Tim, yeah, Michael. Look, again, we're gonna get together and do some stuff soon. But yeah, I mean, I always hate to bug him and ask him to come on, but he's always so great. It's always so great when he does because we have a great time. Michael and I've been doing shows for many, many years, and he's always been so cool to come on and talk about stuff. He's the best. He's my Star Wars go-to guy, my Star Wars guru, and a lot of other things, of course, too. Toys of many, many types and stuff like that. He just knows his stuff. We're going to be doing it. Hopefully, I'm trying to get him to do a Doctor Who show with me soon because it is, of course, November. It's the anniversary month for Doctor Who, even though the show's been long since been destroyed. At least, we'll be able to talk about because he loves the old stuff. We both love the vintage, and we both love the old stuff, and Tom Baker and things like that. So, but yeah, so we got a lot of stuff planned coming up, and I just thought that it's funny. I like doing the open talks. Again, this is different because again, just getting started on YouTube. I don't have a lot of subs yet. I don't have a lot of views and anything like that much, or anybody hanging out when I do a late night one or whatever. But we used to have so much fun doing these. I'm hoping to eventually recapture those. Like I say, Flash. I've been trying to get Flash to come back. He is busy. But I miss doing shows with him when we do the open stuff. And I got so many different topic shows I want to do. They're trying to figure them all out, and I need to do more. But there's just a lot of streaming going on, a lot of channels out there streaming and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's tough to really know when to do it. Yes, Tim, he is. He is from that generation. Michael is. Michael is from that generation. And here's the thing about that, Tim. I almost envy your generation when he loves, of course, Michael loves G.I. Joe. The G.I. Joe line, specifically the ones that started, in the early 80s, and he loves the Larry Hama comics. Ando Merck, hey man. Dude, thanks for popping in. Good to see you, bud. How's it going, man? But yeah, Michael, with Retro Blasting, like I say, he started in that time because he's a good bit younger than me. So he, at my age, when those smaller the G.I. Joe comics that a lot of you, the comics and cartoons and toys that many of his generation and your generation, Tim, I guess, grew up loving. I was at the age where G.I. Joe had been off the radar for a few years in the early 80s until the Marvel came out with Marvel comic that tie into the animated show. And the animated show and the toys. And I remember when I first saw those. Hey, Jobber. Hey, bro. Good to see you, man. When I first saw those toys as a kid in his late teens, I didn't understand why G.I. Joe was. What were those, like 3-inch figures now, the 4-inch figure, whatever they were? Michael can kill me if I'm getting the size of those wrong. To me, G.I. Joes were the big ones, the big dolls. Okay, so you're younger than you, so you grew up with those same ones. That's what I'm saying. You guys grew up with G.I. Joe's Transformers, He-Man, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and there you go, Jobber, another one. You guys are all from that. Loki. Oh, okay. Oh, hell yeah. Loki, let me throw that to you, bro. Sorry about that, man. I wasn't paying attention there, bro. Let me get that. I would love to have you pop in with me, man. I really appreciate that, brother. I'd like to get an update from you as well. Let's see. There you go, sir. Please pop in. I would love to see you, man. I know it's late for you, bro. I appreciate that. But yeah, to me, when I was running a comic shop, not the one I owned. Go ahead, Eric. Go for it, Eric. You owned a comic shop? But this was before I ran one before I owned one. And yo, Loki.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Yo, man, I know it's late for you up there, man. I know you do an early show.
Well, dude, I hadn't slept since yesterday. So earlier I passed out and then I woke back up and I'm up right now. So screw it.
Dude, I appreciate you popping in, man. I'm just doing nothing in particular,
You were talking G.I. Joe, man. And I gotta tell you, dude, I had everything. Everything. That was like the one thing my dad would buy me. It's like, hey, I want that Optimus. No. Hey, I want that Silverhawk. No. Hey, I want that. No. Hey, what about this G.I. Joe? Oh, yeah, look at that. G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. We're taking this home. I'll get a damn U-Haul to bring the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier home.
Well, see, that's what I envy your generation, because as you know, when you're kids or you're young, there's a few years can make a big difference. When those came out, I don't know exactly what age group you were in there. I was, like I said, I was running a comic shop for somebody. It was the early 80s. And for a number of years before those G.I. Joe toys hit, they had kind of dropped off the shelves a little bit. As you know what G.I. Joe looked like before that. It was
they had Barbie dolls.
The big ones. They were bigger than Barbie. They were taller, the big one.
Yep.
And but that's what G.I. Joe was to me. So when I saw that, when I saw those toys, again, I guess I was around me like 18, 19. I'm going, what in the hell is that? What are these little guys? That's not G.I. Joe. And I sold the comic book that came, the Larry Hama, Herb Trimpe series. And as a snob at that point, I don't buy toys anymore. But look at me now, nothing but toys. But I was in that phase, I don't buy toys. That's not G.I. Joe. What the hell? And I just, at the time, I didn't respect it. And as time went on, and many, many years later, when I started being friends with people who were a good number of years younger than me, but we were adults when I would at other comic shops. Many of them grew up at that same time like you did with those G.I. Joes. And now I have so much respect for it. Man, I wish that's something that was totally not a part of my childhood, and I wish it was.
Well, dude, they did some really cool stuff. I want to throw some stuff in here since you don't know about this. I had the very first G.I. Joe comic, and I got the very first G.I. Joe comic for free when I bought I didn't buy it, my dad bought it, but it was the very first green motorized tank. And we're talking the early 80s, dude. It may have been come out before that. I don't remember when I got it. I just remember I had it. It took 4 AA's and you could hit a switch and it would go on its own. And this was the first the first tank G.I. Joe ever had for the small figures. And when you got that, you sent in the UPC label and you got the first comic for free. That I do remember. And I remember after that, you'd buy so many Joes and get so many UPCs and you'd send and they send you like the Cobra tank, or they'd send you a figure that you could only get by mail-in.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Well, when that issue came out of G.I. Joe, that was, I think it actually came out before the cartoon came out.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it came out before the cartoon came out.
Yeah, but because they got with Marvel first on that, and believe it or not, I didn't order super heavily on it, but I ordered. Again, I was thinking comics that were popular at that point were that was during the direct sales market for comic book shops. Yes, DC and Marvel had a lot of big comics, but a lot of the alternative comics were big too. So I didn't put a lot of that one up there. We didn't have a lot of kids traffic in there. We had a little bit. And actually, issue number 2 became really rare and valuable for the longest time. Which happened with issue number 2 a lot of G.I. Joe. Yeah.
The G.I. Joe books, the Transformer books, the He-Man books, they were built to sell the toys.
Yes.
The shows were centered around, oh, look, we've got a new vehicle. You know, we've got a new tank, we've got a new sled, we've got a new character, and that's what sold the toys. Oh, I want that GI Joe, or or I
Yes,
want
yes.
that Transformer, or I want, you know, and that's how they sold the stuff. As much as people love the Transformers movie and the GI Joe movie, those were specifically designed to sell new toys.
Oh yeah,
To end old lines of toys and sell new toys.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. So was He-Man and all
Yeah,
of them.
yeah,
The thing about He-Man though is Lou Scheimer, who ran Filmation, he didn't look at it that way. He wanted to make He-Man something that kids could really learn from and learn to have good moral heroes and things like that. That's the kind of guy he was. So, and I think that might have been true also with the GI Joe cartoons as well.
yeah. And the mini books that came with He-Man were designed specifically for the toys. When they got
Yep.
the guy who wrote those, I remember he was like, well, I don't want to put this and that in there. And they were like, listen, every book needs to have something new, and you need to have the stuff that the figures come with in it. That's why in that first issue, He-Man doesn't have a sword. He's got an axe and a shield. Why? Because the toy has him on the front holding an axe and a shield. He was told, you've got to go along with the toy line in the book. Doesn't matter what the damn cartoon has in it. You've got to go with the toy line. You have to use the toy line as a basis, and you have to incorporate stuff from the toy line into the books.
Yep. Marvel had GI Joe. DC had He-Man. Yeah, and DC even had He-Man meet Superman.
Yes.
That was Superman. Oh man, I remember that. But yeah, so those toys and stuff. By the way, again, I don't know how exactly I got started on that, everyone, but in the link in the descriptions below, my buddy, if you have not been to Retro Blasting and you love GI Joe and He-Man and the toys of that era, that's the channel for you, my good buddy, my Michael French at Retro Blasting. They have a wonderful channel. Check them out. He does amazing stuff on all of those. And
I love all the old toys. I love all the old toys. Just Joe said he didn't have the dude. I was the only one that I knew that had that aircraft carrier. And the only
flag?
I had the flag.
Oh man.
It took up a whole room. I had a bedroom and I had a little game room, and it took up the whole damn room. I even floated it in our pool, and it lasted about 30 seconds before it went down. But I remember my dad flipping out because I was a teenager then. He was like, what the hell are you doing with that? Got it down from the attic. Where's that going? I'm like, we're floating it.
Oh man, Michael finally got that thing. It took him forever for his channel a good number of years ago, and he's done some videos about the flag. He's got a complete one. It's beautiful. It's gigantic. Like you said, it is just monstrous. They don't do that anymore.
Well, that F-14 that landed on that was monstrous. That was a big toy, and it fit on the deck. And you're like, dang, it fits on the deck. I didn't think it fit on the deck. Yeah.
It's amazing stuff, man. I tell you what, toys were, again, back then in the 80s, kids had it really great because they had, you had that and you had all those other play sets. Mark with a C. Hey, man, how you doing? Good to see you. But Eastland, Burkholder, always great to see you, my friends. So many good pals popping in there. But, yeah, that's true. Only in the 80s can violent R-rated movies, Rambo and RoboCop have cartoons aimed at kids sell toys. Well, yes, maybe not only, but
they had cartoons where you had guns where you could play along. I don't know if you remember because it was probably after your time. There was a show called Captain Power, not Captain Planet, but Captain Power.
I remember.
And you had two planes. You had the white Captain Power jet, and you had the black one. And the black one was for oh man, I can't remember his name. I remember the dang opening, Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future, Earth 2147, The Legacy of the Power Wars from my man. Biodreads. It was the black Biodread jet. Biodreads, monsters, creations that hunt down human survivors and digitize them.
That show, I know J. Michael Straczynski, the creator of Babylon 5, worked on that show.
Yep.
I don't know if he created it or he just wrote for it, but yeah, I do remember the show now. There's a good question. How do kids convince their parents to get them the Flag aircraft carrier? Because that good thing could not have been cheap.
I did not. My father was a Navy pilot. He flew S-3A Viking submarine hunters, and anything GI Joe, it was like I had to fight to get my stuff back. He'd like be building it, and I'd be like, "I want to play with it." And he's like, "No, the stickers aren't perfectly placed on the model yet." And I'm like, "It's not a model; it's a toy." But he just buy all that shit. I had the oil derrick. I had the GI Joe base. I had the Cobra Shala, whatever it was. I had the Flag, everything GI Joe, all the planes, all the vehicles, all the stuff up until the movie when they did the Cobra Law stuff and they had whatever his name come on as the bad guy instead of Cobra Commander. That was it.
That's amazing, dude. What a time, huh?
Yeah.
When things were fun.
I didn't have a lot of stuff like that. And it was like, that's all he bought. So Christmas, guess what I'm getting? Birthday, guess what I'm getting? If it wasn't like a toy sword or a toy nunchuck from the dollar store, it was G.I. Joe. Basically, it was like toy swords, toy nunchucks, were stocking stuffers, and then nothing but G.I. Joe stuff.
Nice. And now, of course, for the big time collectors, they're coming out with new versions of the older ones and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can get a Cobra tank at Walmart for $20. Ain't that something?
Yeah, I saw it was an ads and was it Jeremy the other night on the FNT showing those things off. And I was at Walmart today. They also have a bunch of, well, of course they've got a new He-Man line. They had they got some cool Ghostbusters toys. I almost wanted to get.
Isn't it interesting that the stuff that is selling is retro stuff?
Isn't that a shocker? Not.
It's stuff we all played with. I thought, it's all Space Wizards for kids now, not stuff for us. Well,
the modern stuff is what my buddy with Retro Blasting Michael calls peg warmers. You'll see like a good one. I was at some discount store the other day and I saw a bunch of Star Wars Black Series crap like Rey and other crap from the shitty sequels trilogy garbage, just at a cheap ass store that no one was buying them there either. But you can't find the damn Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary Black Series figures anywhere. One or two. I found Han finally at a Best Buy, but I couldn't really afford it. I didn't get it. I see Lando. But you can't find most of them.
They have unopened, brand new Black Series Luke Skywalker on Dagobah with Yoda on his back at Entertain Mart for $99.99. Just the figure, not a play set, not anything like that. They're in cases, locked cases, of course. But the two places I go to is Vintage and Entertain Mart, and they have them both there, both owned by the same company, and they have brand new ones for $100 a piece.
Oh boy! All I wanted was just the normal Black Series figures of the Empire 40th anniversary ones, and I couldn't. I mean, they were just couldn't find them, and they're $20 a pop. So I would,
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine to get one or two, but you just don't want just one. I wanted Bespin Luke. I wanted Han, and then I wanted Leia. Then I wanted Yoda. Then I wanted Lando. Then it gets in the runs of the money. So yeah, but those are cool, but they're tough to find. But in the reason, because of the point you made earlier. People want those. They don't want this new crap. You're right. Now again, I get some of the Marvel. I've had to say I have so many action figures, and over the years I've had to make a rule that I will only allow myself to get an action figure if it's something that's just on a certain cannot live without list.
Yep, I'm the same way. I've got a 2 foot tall Predator on the Falcon. It's like this Falcon gargoyle that he was on in Predator 2.
Oh man!
And I've got I've got original Jetfire. I've got a Voltron, the 80 Voltron, and I've got a recreation of Devastator from Transformers that's like 4 times as big as the original.
Wow!
It's huge. The actual one of the actual feet is as big as the Devastator that you could get when you were a kid. So just the foot is as big as the damn original Devastator all put together.
Wow, dude, that's amazing. But it's just so expensive, man.
I'm picky too. Yeah. It's so expensive. I wanted a Dino King. There's a new Dinobot combiner that has all the original Dinobots, and they combine into a giant Dino King Dinobot. $400. I can't do that.
Oh man,
they want $400 for that.
They scare me off at the $20 stuff. I mean, just the Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of years back, I had. And I can't stand these goddamn exclusives, dude. They had Walgreens exclusives, which is really stupid. But they had the FF. And you could only get them at Walgreens, which is asinine. Yep. But I had to have those, of course. And they were pretty good. Then I had to have, like, every now and then, they'll do something. Like they had Captain Marvel. Real deal, Captain, And I had to have that one. Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. I had to have that. Even though he didn't have his robe, the buttholes. Hasbro's ridiculous.
One of my kids who loves Stranger Things called me and was like, Dad, they have the Stranger Things in something called a VHS case. And I'm like, what?
What?
And she says
VHS?
She says it's only at Target. You've got to go see it. So I run down to Target and they've got season 1 and season 2. And I shit you not, they're in the old rental like vinyl rental cases with the sticker on it, and you open it up and there's a VHS tape inside that says "Be Kind, Rewind," and you open the VHS tapes and there are the 4K discs.
Now, that's pretty cool. That's
I was like, okay, I've got to buy these two just because they went so 80s retro with it.
Oh,
it's like Hawkins Video Rental. I'm like, oh, dude, that is cool as shit.
That is cool. I like that. I only watched the first season of that thing, but I tell you what, that is damn cool that they did that. I love it. I miss Eris. Just stopping by to say, just stopping by. Well, I'm lovely to have you stopping by, my friend. Oh, I screwed up. I'm sorry. I'm in trouble now, dude. For my good buddy Steve Mitchum is going to kick my ass now. I mispronounced Shang-Chi. I said, I mean, how am I supposed to say it? Shang-Chi? I thought Shang-Chi was right. Phonetically spell it for me, bro. And I will, mea culpa, big time. But either way, the Buttheads did not put his robe. Why would you do I don't know if you're familiar with the character, Master of Kung Fu.
Yes.
From Marvel. But they made that movie. They finished making that movie, by the way. And really? I'm scared. And I'm scared.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't you be? It's Disney Marvel.
Yes, it's Disney Marvel, and they did not use anyone who gives me the obvious answer that I'm going to vomit on you. Yes, I know why, but still, they did not use Fu Manchu. And yes, I know why, but they're jackasses because they could have. That's who his villain is. That's his pappy. But no, they used the quote-unquote their version of the Mandarin, which is ridiculous.
Yep.
Let's see. The Shang is pronounced Shang. So Shang-Chi. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, dude. I apologize, and I won't be destroying myself. So, I said Shang, didn't I? I don't know, man. I don't know. But, when you're reading it in the comic, you can't tell.
No.
You're a kid.
And you'll say it like you do, You'll say it like you do. I remember everybody called, what was it, Ryu in Street Fighter, Ryu or something, and it's not that's not how you say it. But once you get it in your head, that's the way it is. That's the way it is, and that's the first thing you say.
I like to get it right though. So if the Shang works as Shang-Chi, because I know some people used to say Shanghai, and that really had to drive my buddy Steve wild there. Mark with a C there. Kids, yeah, Micronauts. That was a great comic. The Micronauts toys were nothing like the comic, but that's typical. And Marvel lost that license too, by the way.
Ah.
See, for Master of Kung Fu, they had, I don't know if you're familiar with the comic, but in that comic, he was a original Marvel creation, but the main villain of the comic was Fu Manchu, as I'm sure everyone knows, is a literary villain from way back of a series of books by Sax Rohmer. So they paid the Sax Rohmer estate to use him in Marvel Comics. And that license lapsed, but they did it when they did a big recent Epic Collection reprint. They paid them to do that. So I'm saying, why didn't you pay them to use them in the movie? But we all know the real answer to that. Marvel can't. The same reason they couldn't make the Mandarin really a Mandarin person.
Nope. No, they couldn't. That pissed me off so bad. I love the idea of Ben Kingsley because I really like him as an actor.
Yeah,
but
he's
when
great.
I found out that he's just like, no, he's nobody. He's nothing. He's a liar. I was like, this is the biggest giant ball of horse shit I've ever seen.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's Mjolnir is how I say it. Mjolnir. Say it like Thor. Mjolnir.
I used to think the M was silent. Jolnir.
Oh yeah.
I had to learn.
Well, yeah, I was never like 100% sure until I heard on the my favorite thing in the entire universe is the mid 90s second season only of the Fantastic Four cartoon because I love the FF so much, and on that one, voicing Thor, and he talked like comic book Thor, not Thor, not like normal everyday guy British accent Thor in the MCU. He talked, and it was John Rhys Davies. What a great! He called him Mjolnir. And he was perfect. Mjolnir. So I was not entirely sure till I heard that. So, but anyway, yeah, it was. So yeah, these are some memories, man. These toys and everything. But I got me all near. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I get a lot of the Marvel Legends stuff. I had been, but again, I have to watch it has to be something that I just gotta have, And let's see. Well, that's true too. With Eastland, he said he liked the Battlestar Galactica figure. He wanted those, but he couldn't get them. And like you said, Tim, there weren't very many Galactica figures. I love the old Galactica. When Starbuck was a dude. Am I wrong for that?
No. You know what? When I saw, I wasn't sure I was going to be okay with it. But once I saw how she played it, I said, okay, she's playing the same role. It's just a chick. I'm cool with that. She has the attitude. She has the full colors. The first time I saw it, I was like, all right, she's being Starbuck. She's not acting like a chick. She is acting like Starbucks should act. I was okay with it. I
never watched it, but I know everyone likes it. But I do love the old show. I mean, it's not Star Trek or anything, but it was good. It was a fun old show. Sort of like more of a family adventure type show. It wasn't Star Trek level.
So I'm pretty sure that the first time I heard Mjolnir was by David Boat. He played Thor in Marvel Ultimate Avengers, the movie. And that was the animated movie. And I'm pretty sure that's the first time I heard someone say Mjolnir.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure that the dude in the return what's that? The stupid Incredible Hulk TV film where Thor on it. That guy's name. I can't remember the dude's name now.
Yeah.
Eric something or other. I'm pretty sure he never even said Mjolnir.
Nope, it was Hammer. It was the Hammer.
Hammer.
Yeah.
And he yelled Odin.
Yeah, Odin!
What's that dude's name? Steve, what was that dude's name? I can't remember. But yeah, that dude didn't say Mjolnir. And I'm not so sure Chris Hemsworth ever really said it much. He doesn't have a name for his hammer. The hell, man. Anyway, but so do you watch much animation these days, or
It's all old school,
old stuff.
It's Eric Allen Kramer played.
Okay. Thor. Oh, okay. Nice.
Eric Allen Kramer.
That's right. Yeah, I've seen him in some other stuff too. He was in Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Steve Levitt played Donald Blake. Which is weird that they split him.
It was. Poor old Donald Blake, because who even remembers Donald Blake now?
No, nobody does, because he's the doctor that didn't know he was Thor. He's when he got banished to Midgar, and he didn't even know he was Thor, and he had the cane.
Yeah, they dumped Donald Blake sometimes back in the 90s, I think, if I remember right, in the comics anyway. And again, so no one even thinks about that anymore, where Thor was similar in a sense to a Captain Marvel type. Instead of saying Shazam, it was a guy who would.
Yep. That was Donald Blake. He was a doctor and he had that cane and had no idea that the cane was the hammer. Yeah.
In the first Thor film with Hemsworth, That's kind of
Yeah, they
an
did.
homage. They used the name Donald Blake, Dr. Donald Blake, as an alias for.
Yep. When they got him out of prison, when they got him out of
Yeah.
shield lockup. Yeah.
That's right. Little hat tip there.
I like that. I really did. Dude, I like what Marvel Studios did with the Avengers. I hate what Disney did. I understand people love Infinity War. I really liked Infinity War, but when you see Endgame after that, it completely erases all the good shit in Infinity War. If it was Infinity War and it stood on its own, Infinity War is like a 10 for me. But then you get Endgame and it's like they just erased everything good they did.
Absolutely, man. Hey, Smart Steve, good to see you there, my friend. Yeah, oh, dude, look, I totally agree with it. I mean, in Endgame, and now we've had a couple of years to sit on it a little bit. God, it's just I needed time. Endgame is right, Steve mentioned, because I did like Infinity War. If that movie had an ending, it's a great movie.
Yeah,
it's so much fun. It's got it all. But you do. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying they should have done a two-parter, but maybe they shouldn't have done a two-parter. Because when you do a two-parter, how are you going to equal what you did in Infinity War? How is the second part going to be? They made so many bad decisions for Endgame. It's ridiculous.
Well, did you know they were going to bring in Captain Marvel as a character at the end of Age of Ultron, and it wasn't going to be Brie Larson? And they put a halt to that. They put a complete stop to that and said, no, we're not going to do this. We're going to wait. And the fact that they came out with all that shit after Infinity War, they came out with some pretty shit movies. They had Captain Marvel, the Ant-Man movie, and you're just like, guys, what are you doing? And then they come out with Endgame, and you're just like, it gets worse over time. It does. Endgame gets worse over time. Everybody went nuts, and
yeah, it really does, dude. I mean, I watched it a bunch because I did not want to. I mean, I just wanted it to be so good, and maybe around that third or fourth time, I don't know how many times you've seen it, but it doesn't pass the smell test, and it doesn't hold up. I mean, there were people who were right off from the get-go just didn't like it, but some of us, I don't know. I mean, there are things in it I really like. There were a lot of incidental. The whole story's terrible, but there's scenes that are good. I mean, like bits that you could pull out that were very well done, very entertaining. But the Russo brothers just lost their damn minds.
Well,
with this story,
you've also got the fact, and that I'm trying to remember the name of the actor they were going to bring in to play Warlock. It was the guy who played John Crichton in Farscape.
Yeah, Ben Browder was good. That's right.
Ben Browder was in Guardians 2. The Warlock was a altered clone of the Ben Browder character because he was like the second in command of their army. He was the general of their army. So they were making like a souped up version of him. And when the Guardians 3 got canceled or put on hold, at least, that threw everything off. So would have Ben Browder been in Endgame? What would the story have been like if he was in Endgame? Would he have gotten the gauntlet? You don't know. Would they have brought Warlock in and done it like they should have done it? You don't know. Shit got too screwed up.
That was, and as bad of a terrible revisionism that was with them, what they were doing with Warlock, you know, being a part of that, whatever that sovereign, whatever they were, because that's not his origin. It's totally not comic book accurate. But with Ben Browder doing that, I probably would have just gone ahead and accepted it, and that probably could have been, like you said, far more interesting.
He kind of got screwed. Yeah.
Because they changed crap for movies anyway. But that would have been kind of cool. I mean, I don't know how they would have worked it out, but it would have been better. I don't know. I loved Winter Soldier, Steve. That's my favorite of all the MCU movies. They probably did peak with that. Although, again, I thought Infinity War, left alone, and if it had been a cap to it and there had been an ending, is a super entertaining film.
Yeah.
With a lot of just amazing, just stuff, but again, it had no ending. And then when you go into Endgame, there you go. Yeah, a lot of good scenes and a garbage story. I mean, it's tough not to really cheer and go crazy I will always love when Cap picks up the hammer.
Yes. And the Thor's like, I knew it. I knew it.
He was speaking for the audience.
Yeah.
We all knew it.
We all knew it. He could move it.
Yes. That is priceless still. A lot of that battle. And when he yells Avengers Assemble, I just get weak. I love that part. Then the entire battle after that becomes monotonous and dark, and it's really not particularly well filmed or well done at all.
No, and a lot of girl power.
Oh, that stuff too. If you contrast what was supposed to be that big, huge battle with all the really great battle scenes in Infinity War, it doesn't add up. It's like they were, I don't know if they were rushing things. I'm not sure what the deal was with it.
Well, bringing everybody back, I'm sorry. They said, the Russo brothers said, Loki is dead. He's not coming back. Bullshit. Because I don't care if it's an alternate reality Loki. I don't give a shit you brought Loki back. Don't lie to us. They just don't say anything. Don't acknowledge. Be like, well, I guess y'all are going to have to find out. Don't say, no, he's dead. He's not coming back. Oh, we met in that iteration. Just kiss my ass about that iteration.
Yes.
They killed off all these characters that you were like, oh my God, they're gone. And then it's like no consequences. We lost Iron Man. We traded Iron Man and Cap for everybody else.
Yeah.
Cap's an old man. He's moved on and Tony's gone. So, and they're going to bring Tony back. Did you hear about that?
Is that really? I don't think I've heard anything about that.
Okay. So they are bringing in Riri Williams.
I heard some things about that.
And Ironheart. Okay. Now tell me this makes sense. Instead of doing this for Spider-Man, which to me would make sense no matter what you feel about Tom Holland Spider-Man, if he had put on that new black suit and you would have heard, hey kid, everybody in that theater would have gotten up and cheered if that was Tony, the AI of Tony in his head, talking to him in the suit. But they're going to do that for Riri. Riri's going to be his special student nobody knew about that was at MIT that he had been secretly funding to replace him in the Avengers.
Oh God. MCU is on the way, man.
MCU is on the way. Now you would think, okay, with everything he was doing for Peter, for Spider-Man, that's who his successor would be. No. It's going to be Riri Williams as Ironheart, and it's going to be a secret little stash that he had at MIT.
Well, have a ball, everyone. I guess I will be saving money. Thanks for the money saving, because I won't be watching that garbage. And who will?
Who will?
Would be my question. They're going to have to take their ass whipping and learn it the hard way, aren't they?
Yep. And if WB doesn't learn its damn lesson, they're going to be right along with that.
And they won't.
The writer for, or the director for that Bird of Prey movie and Margaret Robbie are doing the new Pirates of the Caribbean.
We're talking about a company that gave like $500 million or some kind of crap like that to Jar Jar Abrams. No, they ain't learned shit.
No, they haven't learned.
And they're not going to learn.
Nope.
He's the destructor, and so no, they're not going to learn anything for a while. It's going to take, I don't know how many bombs. We keep wondering how many bombs it will take for them to stop, for them to go, oh, maybe nobody wants to see this crap.
Disney has, guys, if you think Disney's going to turn around, Disney has, and they said this in their last quarterly report, the one me and Lorena and Lori Roberts did, 7 pillars of diversity.
Oh, Jesus.
They have what they are calling the 7 pillars of diversity at Disney. Go right along with the 7 sons and the 7 mothers of the 7 brothers and the 7 brothers and the 7 stars and the 7 moons.
Yeah. 7
pillars of diversity that all projects must embrace to be approved at Disney.
Yeah, because we want to see that. Dude. Well, Smart Steve says, characters not really cared about like Eternals and again, Shang-Chi, I like him, but is that a name that you think is going to, if you make a good film, though, that's one thing. I'm skeptical about that, but Eternals, look, I'm the biggest Jack Kirby fan who ever lived. Eternals is not his greatest thing. He was kind of trying to recapture New Gods, but at Marvel, it was. I love his art on the series. Of course, there were 2 other series attempts that did not get off the ground. They're thinking, oh, Guardians of the Galaxy, nobody knew who they were either. But they gave it to this no-one director. And they're right now, what is it? It's made, it's supposedly made, right? But we've seen nothing on it. Other than the braggadocio of the studio saying, we got 2 guys kissing in this movie. Oh, well, sign me up. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, and they're gonna have a trans Eternal and a gay Eternal. I think what's her name? The chick from the Tomb Raider movies. Angelina Jolie's gonna be in there
yes.
like a trans Eternal, and I'm just like, what?
I don't get. Again, they think they're shooting for the Guardians of the Galaxy Lightning in a Bottle, but that one had James Gunn. Yeah. Okay. And yes, they weren't. No one knew who they were. Sure. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I had to tell people at the time where I was working. But what is the Guardians of the? What's that from? I had to explain it like 50,000 times. But then people would see the movie, and they liked it because it looked fun from the ads and everything, and it was a surprise hit. But this is not going to be that. I mean, DC may think it is. Excuse me, DC. Disney may think it is. It's not going, even if it's a decent movie, which I'm highly skeptical of. I like Robert Meyer Burnett and all, but he thinks it's going to be great because of that director, and he did a whole video stream about it. But I'm frankly very skeptical.
If you've watched movies as long as I know you have, Clobberin, there is a pattern that goes along with the X-Men. When the X-Men came out, why was the X-Men so popular? Because the people who know and love those comics spread the word like there was no tomorrow. When we started getting teased about the Avengers, everyone spread the word. Avengers are going to assemble. Marvel's going to make an Avengers movie, and it caught like a wildfire. If it doesn't have that spark, it's not going to be a massive hit. They cannot carry it just off a Marvel name. It has to spread like a wildfire. And that's what the Avengers did. That's what the X-Men movies did, even though they dropped the ball. Yes, they dropped the ball in the X-Men movies. But it was the X-Men. It was the freaking X-Men. It's the freaking Avengers. Oh, it's the freaking who? The Eternal. What? Who? Even people that are like really into Avengers, X-Men, Superman, Batman, they're like, wait, what? Eternals? What? Not who's everybody. That? Yeah, who's that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many people I know who are somewhat, they know a few things about comics that had never heard of the Eternals. I mean, it's just, again, I bought it, but it was even me. I was never that. New Gods is far more popular, and it was kind of Kirby trying to redo that a little bit. And that movie is going to be terrible, incidentally. We weren't meant to go there, but that's going to be bad. But I agree with what when it goes just on that one alone. But I also agree with what my friend Steve Mitchum says. This is something I can't stand, and I agree with him. The whole point of the Spider-Man was that he was a loner with no friends, no money, no parents, no girl. And he still fought the good fight. I hated the Iron Man mentorship garbage. I did too. It makes me crazy. I hate that crap, personally. I know that a lot of people don't care about that. They like the Iron Spider crap, but that's why I didn't like Homecoming. And I don't know, man. Some people like it. I like the kid, okay. The actor.
Imagine if they spent this new phase, and they can't do this. You remember when the Infinity War happened in the comic book? Do you remember what happened after that?
Well, there was Infinity War. There was Infinity. Oh, that was Infinity Gauntlet was before.
Yes, the Infinity thing with Warlock. He gave the stones to other people.
That's right. That is true. Yeah.
Imagine if they'd have done that, and then like the end of the first phase, Loki or somebody gets them all together, is like, I have all the power, and then you get introduced to someone, whether it's the Eternals or not, that come in and they destroy those stones in an instant. They snap their fingers and those stones are destroyed, and you're like, oh shit, now we've got to deal with something even more powerful than what we had to deal with before. At least that's a dramatic, oh shit moment where, like, guess what? This whole phase that we spent doing the gauntlet and all this shit, these people dwarf that in power. You thought that was powerful. Well, guess what? Here comes something that blows that. At least that's building up to something and building an even bigger idea. They can't even do that now.
Yeah, no, they can't at all. That's actually a great point Steve made about following up with Spider-Man. The mentorship takes away the pathos. It actually does. It's not Spider-Man anymore.
Nope.
But no, what you said is absolutely is so true. But and there's the thing again. I really do. We just talked about. I really liked Infinity War, but to be honest with you, and I avoided a lot of information going in, so I kind of be surprised. I'm not a big spoiler pansy, but I want to go in. So I didn't know exactly what they were going to do with Thanos, and then it didn't take me very long to realize this is not the Thanos from the comic books. No. It was a mad god who was obsessed with death, and to please his lady Death that he was in love with, he wanted to wipe out all life in the universe.
Yep.
All of a sudden, this wipe out half the universe horse hockey stuff, which did draw from some elements from a Silver Surfer story with Thanos in it. Some of the him thinking he's preserving or saving universe resources and all this kind of crap. I'm like I don't know why you're doing this. This story does not make any sense.
Nope, it didn't.
I liked him just better when he was just an evil nut job. And
they should have done that. They should have just made him an evil, power-hungry nut job. They tried to humanize him and make it about, I had to take this stupid class in college. It was environmental science. And I literally had to write a paper that, well, guys, the only way we can save the Earth, the only way we can save the planet is to wipe out the human population. And at the end of the day, that's the only thing that got me past that class, because that's what he wanted. He wanted you to write about, well, save the planet by wiping out mankind.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanos was just pure evil.
Yeah, he was just evil. He was a mad titan. That's why they called him the Mad Titan.
Exactly. This was the environmentally conscious, try to be a nice guy titan horse shit. I still like that movie, don't get me wrong. And I thought, man, Brolin's terrific. They didn't even have the Thanos copter. Yeah, I do remember the Thanos copter. Yes, there's such a thing, ladies and gentlemen. There's a Thanos copter. He had a helicopter.
Yep.
And that's probably the worst of it, Steve. Endgame would have been the greatest movie ever made if he'd had a helicopter. No question about it. But yeah, dude, they dropped the ball with crap like that. And again, that's what is it about? They have to change. I know they always have to change stuff for a movie. No, let me take that back. They think they have to change stuff for a movie. And sometimes I can see it. Most of the time I'm like, you know what? If you just adapted this straight from the comic and didn't screw around with it, maybe a few logistical things here and there, mind you. Usually that was a good story that you're leaving out some of the best things from. But that's the comic geek can be talking, I guess, yeah. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the comic book we need to be talking, I suppose. The Tidy Titan. Yeah, that's right. Oh, shit. He took environmental science at the community college, but didn't have to write any weird paper. That is a weird paper to write.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a weird paper. If I didn't absolutely have to have that, I would have just dropped it. I would have just dropped the class as soon as I found out what he was getting at.
Yeah,
I believe me, I considered it, but I had to do it.
Yeah, well, I understand. Sure. But you didn't want to wipe out the entire half the universe.
No.
And see,
God, I don't want to wipe out half the planet, much less half the universe.
Maybe a few quarters of it. But, dude. And there's the thing with that whole thing, the wiping out half the universe kind of crap, puts writers in a far worse trick box than the other one where you just wants to wipe out all of life, because then you've got to bring them back, and then that's why it was so dumb. Because even though Infinity War itself, just for its entertainment value, was so fun to watch, and so many great battle scenes and things like that, you left everything on the table with that one, and you had nothing left for the next one because you wrote yourself into this corner. It's like, half the universe has disappeared, and everyone knows they're coming back. Except actually, comic geeks do it. I heard a lot of people after Infinity War came in. I heard a lot of people talking about how they cried and went into their cars and cried. People thought they were really dead. People who just watched the movies, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people got upset. I remember when the first time I saw it, I had to tell people when they were walking out, I said, you need to watch the end credit scene. Almost every time I have to do that when I'm at the theater. And they go, oh, well, something goes, yeah, you're probably going to watch it. And then I had to, when they saw the Captain Marvel insignia on Nick Fury's beeper, I had to explain that to like 30 people in the theater. Because they don't know what that is. So, which is fine of mine, it was fun. But I'm just saying, what are you going to do with the next movie now? You're going to spend 3 hours bringing everybody back in some dumb way.
Yep. That's exactly what they did too.
5 years. And the 5-year thing? All right. If you sure you guys want, I don't know. I've often wondered this though, Loki, when we talk about movies or television that do really dumb things, how those meetings go before it's all decided we're going to write this and film it. I'm like, okay, guys, I just have a few questions about this. Are you sure you want to make that? Are we sure we're going to film this? And I would come up with a list of things because people are going to say, what about this? What about this? I don't know. They say, fuck it, let's film it. It just seems like to me. Because you got to wonder something. So how'd that get past filming? And someone didn't read that and go, this doesn't make a lot of sense. Hey, Russo brothers, 5 years, are you sure you want to do that? Because it's really going to be dumb. And you're going to leave your universe in tatters. It's going to you're going to have people coming back into existence 5 years later. That may be all fine for a comic book because you could do a bunch of individual short issues exploring and it might be fascinating, but you got one movie. And then the next movie was what Spider-Man Far From Good, I called it, Far From Home. They left that movie in a shambles anyway because they had to deal with that a little bit, and they didn't deal with it very well. I don't know if you watched that one. You saw it?
Oh, yeah.
So you kind of, if you're the one who has to write that film, you're probably like, thanks, guys. This 5-year crap. I hated that.
And more than half of Tom Holland's Peter Parker's class comes back too. Oh, we were there before the blip or the bleep or what the hell do they call it?
The snap.
But they didn't call it the snap. They called it they called it something else. The dust or the blip or the bleep.
Yeah,
or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah, I forgot what they called it now because I only subjected myself to that movie once, and the first time I went to see it, the film broke 30 minutes in. I had to go to a different theater. And had to suffer it wasn't the film. I'm sorry, there was a fire alarm. I had to go to another theater, and I'm going, you know what? I don't want to sit there. I got to sit through the other first 30 minutes of this crap again, so that's the last time I ever watched it. Lady Death Comics.
You didn't miss much.
But I know I saw it. I had to sit through the first 30 minutes again. Oh, my. I got a free Spider-Man toy, though.
Nah.
But, yeah, look, what's that Steve said there? Ant-Man's daughter, age 5, from age 5 to 18 years in 5 years. Yeah, that was, what the hell? That's a good point. 5 years, and she was, Jesus Christ, she was like an 18-year-old or something like that, right? Yeah, I'm sure I remember being 5 years old in Ant-Man 2. Or not 5, but, look, 8 maybe or something like that. She was pretty young. So, yeah, Steve, I don't know, bud. You got me on that one. I don't know. No thought went into that goddamn movie.
No, nothing under Disney has any thought that goes into it.
No. And it's a shame because you got the guys who made something as brilliant as Winter Soldier do that. they were just lazy. And I don't know about you, but the way what they did to Captain America makes me want to
Vomit.
vomit, man. Steve Rogers don't quit.
Nope.
Steve Rogers don't stop. It was selfish garbage. That's the guy you just got through showing us that he's worthy to lift Thor's hammer, but he's selfish enough to go back in time and mess around with time.
And it destroys the end of the first movie. See, the stuff that happened when it was Marvel Studios had to be destroyed because it was sacrifice, it was honor, it was loyalty, it was we've got to do the job we do. Damn what happens in our personal lives. We have to fight for what's right. And they had to go back and erase all that.
Yeah. They did. They crapped all over it. And I've said it before. I know I'm going to get in trouble for this, but I don't give a shit. Well, I don't get in trouble for it. I'm just saying, one of these days, we're going to be able to have an honest discussion about how Black Panther is not a good movie. Sorry, it sucks. I said it. I've said it for years. And even when it first came out, felt like I wasn't supposed to say that. I know it's stupid. But I couldn't stand Black Panther. And I love the character.
I didn't like the movie either. I love Black Panther. I loved when they brought Black Panther in. I thought that was great.
Oh, yeah. Civil War, he was great.
But then they do that movie, and I'm like,
Great casting for him. I mean, they couldn't have done better. As much as I have a lot of problems with the Civil War. I hate the Civil War comic. I'm one of those who hates that. But I like him in that. The Civil War movie had a lot of fun stuff in it. It wasn't much of a story, but he's great in it. And so this is not his fault.
No.
But they took away so much from the character. They took away his villain, gave him a boring story, and they took away the scientist aspect of the character. And let his little sister do it because, whamming. T'Challa's in the Marvel Universe, he's a genius. In this, he was just a dumb, physical character.
Yep.
So they could let his stupid sister Shuri or whatever take over, and then they ruined his best villain, Claw.
Well, he was never going to be the best villain.
Well, yeah, it is overrated. Mark, let's see, it's I don't know. But I did get a really cool Black Panther cup at the movie theater when I went to see it that I still use today. It's badass with a straw thing and everything. So it was worth it. It's made of vibranium, actually. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, see, look, dude, you know what made that movie for me? First of all, Black Panther gets to be his smart, he doesn't need what's her name to be Q to his James Bond, his sister. And he we get a proper superhero type story instead of all that boring Killmonger drivel. Killmonger was interesting in the old Don McGregor comics, but I just didn't like that character much. Claw, man, look, dude, have Killmonger thinks he kills him, but he falls off a cliff. He lands on the vibranium, and he becomes a being of pure sound, like he does in the comic book. Then he creates sound construct monsters for Black Panther to fight. That's a comic book movie. What do I know? Too over the top? It might be, but that's a superhero freaking movie, man. And that's a point that I made for a long time, Steve Mitchum. That Wakanda became great because of a magic rock. Yeah. Moira Kitty. Thank you for popping in. Lovely to see you, Moira Kitty. Oh, man. So you know what, dude? We should talk about our good buddy, Mike, and maybe if you can give us an update of the great Mexican Iron Man, if you could.
Yes, I can. So Mike had surgery this morning at 7 a.m. West Coast time. He got out of surgery at a little after 10. Everything went great. He said when he woke up, he finally was able to wrangle his phone away from the nurses a little after 3. And he called me and we talked for a while. And then he called me back again and FaceTimed me so he could show me all the nurses that he had attending him. You know, wounded antelope, Mexican Iron Man. Where are the nurses? He was in much better spirits. He said he watched the stream last night, and he was like, I love all you guys. You guys doing that for me was absolutely insane. He's going to have a couple of weeks, and then they're going to do a surgery on his ankle. So what exactly happened was he slipped on the kitchen floor because there's some water on the floor. His foot got caught under the stove. He shattered his tibia, and he broke his ankle.
Oh, my God.
He landed on his leg. He has had the surgery on his tibia. It is okay now. Like I said, he's got to have the surgery, and then he's good to go to physical rehab. I will be flying to San Jose some point in the first quarter of December. And then we are going to do a coast-to-coast drive. We are going to drive from San Jose all the way to South Carolina.
Wow.
And we will be making stops along the way. So whatever week that is, I will be broadcasting over the road with Mexican Iron Man. And we're going to be making some stops and seeing some people along the way. So I know we're going to be stopping in Georgia. We're going to be stopping in Texas. We're going to be making stops. I think we're stopping in New Mexico, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But we're going to be making some stops along the way. I know we're going to see Echo Base, and we'll see Mark the Infinitely Tired, a couple other people, and hang out a little bit on our drive. But he doesn't have much left there. So mainly he's got like his electronics. I figured we would have like a U-Haul, but he's like, no, dude, we can get one of those U-Haul trailers and we can just drive. And I was like, that's cool with me.
Nice. Well, you know, the other night when I was on the stream with him, we were talking, and he said, again, I don't know which route you guys were going to take, but he was asking me if I-10 goes through where my neck of the woods, and it does. And he said, oh, man, we're going to go out and go hang out. So I don't know if that's changed now, but if he does still, man, look, we go to Twin Peaks, man. If you guys want to, again, I mean, you know, you don't know me from Adam. I know that, but I mean, we could hook up at Twin Peaks if you guys are just passing through here, you know, because he and I talked about that. He said he'd like. I don't know if you're familiar with Twin Peaks, but
no, I've never. I don't think I've ever been there.
It's sort of like it's Hooters with better food and better outfits.
Nice.
Yeah, I think he said he'd heard of it. It's all over, but there's many as Hooters. I don't know, but it is all over the country. I know that much.
Hello, Moira. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to talk in Oklahoma or not. We might. It's on the way to Texas, so I'm sure we could.
It just depends on which route you take. Like I say, I-10 does cross the whole country.
Yep.
So I don't. And if you go I-10, that means, it'll take you all the way to almost to the very tip of the country in Florida. And then some people take that and they go, I think 95 or something, all the way up to South Carolina. But no, you would deviate actually when you got around Alabama, you'd go up through Georgia. That's what you would do. So 65 on up there, whatever. So if you take 10, I don't even know where. I have no idea where it's starting. But he mentioned, he said he was going to be on 10. So I don't know if that's altered or not. Obviously, I wouldn't expect you guys to alter something like that considering this condition. But you get through, man. Take you guys to the Twin Peaks. That'd be cool, man. I'd love to meet you.
Hell yeah. That's what we're gonna do.
And I just hope, man. I hope he's just able to, start feeling better. This has just been such a nightmare for him. And he is so loved by so many people in this fantastic community. Man, I gotta tell you, dude, I met so many. This has only been just like April or so. I've been here on YouTube. Again, as I told you many times, I was on another platform, and I made a few friends over there over 11 years.
That's the first time I ever heard of you when you had Eris on. She was like, hey, we're hanging out with Clobberin. And I was like, who the hell's Clobberin time? And I couldn't comment because I didn't have an account. But yeah.
Really? I didn't know you heard that.
Yep. I heard your interview with Eris.
Oh, I had such a good time talking to her. She was just so awesome. She's so cool. I love her. She's great.
She is.
And I had Doomcock on the year before that or whatever it was. Like early January. Well, what happened with Doomcock was around like 2018 or so. As you know, he was just still building up the channel pretty well, and I kind of knew who he was. And one night, one of my buddies came into my chat room, And I thought he was kidding me, right? I don't know if I ever told you this. He said, he asked me, are you Doomcock? I said, I laughed. He goes, yeah, I wish, because I'd seen like a couple of his vids, right?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, are you serious? He said, no, come on, you can tell me. I said, well, why do you think I'm Doomcock? I know he doesn't. I know he has a secret identity and stuff, but why do you think I'm Doomcock? And he said, well, you say a lot of the same stuff, and you rant and rave a lot, and he disguises his voice, so it could be you. And I said, well, I thought it was funny. I really just thought he was just joking around. I said, I wish. That guy's amazing. I love his videos. But anyway, I reached out to him a couple of times, and he in early 2019, in January, he came on the show. Some like maybe January, February. He didn't have to do that. I'm nobody, nothing there, even though I was over there and stuff. And he was nice enough, and he came on an hour and a half, whatever it was, and I put the video up on this channel. It was just so much fun, man. He was so cool, and he's been a great buddy to me ever since, though. So, yeah, and then Eris came on. My son, who's far more technically adept than I am, has been bugging me to move here for 2 years, and I've been procrastinating and didn't do it. And I got sick of BTR.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you've ever heard. I mean, you probably hadn't even heard of BTR until I had that show on. Probably no one has.
No, I'd never heard of it. I didn't know what it was. I was like, okay, so he does a podcast. I was like, I wonder why he doesn't do it on YouTube too.
It was big though. Before YouTube was doing that kind of thing, it was live streaming. I mean, I started in 2009. I did 700 episodes on there, 11 years. And it was for a while there. I had pretty big audiences pulling in because if you go on there now, still there's a topic for every damn thing. Anyone can do a show, but it wasn't until like 2011 that they started charging money to do a show on there, and I started networking with people and stuff like that. But it was live. It wasn't like a normal podcast where you record it, and put it up on the site or something. It was 2 hours live. And then if you paid a certain amount, you got to do the next hour, like an extra hour, a little bit longer free or whatever it was. But so yeah, I had a lot of fun, man. It was fun. But then after a while, when other things started coming along, I guess when YouTube started getting big with the live streaming, it became it's still there, but it's just, it was glitchy as hell. I had fun with the soundboard, which I don't have a soundboard here. Which would be kind of fun if we had soundboards here. But then again, I got away with all kind of shit, playing music and shit that you didn't get copyright strikes or that kind of crap.
Yeah.
You could play whatever you wanted. So, but anyway, it was a lot of fun, and I mean, there was times when you had some crazy, wonderful, wild chat rooms and everything. But at the last couple of years, it just kind of started. The people started leaving. And I don't blame them. Maybe it was me. But I love it here. But I've made, you and Paulie and so many other great friends here in this short time. Dude, it's just fantastic. And you've been, dude, I cannot thank you enough. You made that intro for me, man. You didn't have to do that. And you've been so good to me, man. And have me on the show there and stuff and coming on there. I just love it here now. It's fantastic.
Dude, you know your stuff and you're not afraid to speak your mind. And that's honestly, that's all that should matter, is that you're not afraid to speak your mind. Even if someone's like on the complete opposite side of a fence and is saying some outlandish shit like The Last Jedi is the greatest, and great, you get on and speak your mind. I at least respect that. You get on and speak your mind. Whether I agree with you or not, they get on and speak their mind. Dude, you have a wonderful grasp of comics. You know what you're talking about. You don't feed into bullshit, and you speak your mind. So I respect that more than anything.
Well, I do appreciate that. I really do. I had for the longest time, he hasn't been able to join me much lately since I moved here, but on BTR, I had a couple of different friends there that we didn't agree much on anything when it comes to movies or even comics, but mostly movies and stuff. And, I would do, if there was something I wanted to trash, I would always make sure that, yes, I would do it. But I like to have people of the opposing view on there too.
Yeah.
Like Man of Steel or whatever it was. If we just, and again, people used to wonder, like, I don't know how you guys are such friends. You don't agree on any damn thing, which is not true. But we were so different. Like when we're so different. We would make our top 25 Star Trek episodes, for example, and our lists are so different. It's crazy. Like, dude, I can't believe you have all these third season episodes in your top 25. What in the? Just give you an example, even on something that we both love, Star Trek, we would be so different. But I like that, get people on that you disagree with, man, and get it. There's no, I'm not a big fan of echo chambers.
Yeah, no, hell no.
And we bust each other's chops. I mean, joke with each other, kid around with each other, and stuff. Again, we had a lot of fun with it because all opinions are allowed. But there are people that don't like that. If you disagree with them, if they don't want to listen to other opinions. I've never really understood that.
No, people are entitled to their opinion. That's what a lot of this is about. And it's funny when I hear people say, well, you shouldn't be. You should be shamed, or you should feel bad, or you should this, or you should that. You know what? You can kiss my ass. I don't really give a shit what you think about, my opinion or how I use my opinion. But when you start saying, well, these people need removed because they don't have the right thoughts, or these people need to be silenced because they don't see it like we see it. Now, screw that. And if YouTube starts doing that, they're gonna lose it.
No, oh yeah. That's what Spock's brain at 20. No, sir. We did a top 10 worst episodes list too, and Spock's brain was on that one, brother.
Oh, I bet.
Well, he did have some on his list of his best list that made my worst list. That was kind of funny. But no, I mean, dude, it's just more fun that when you get let's be honest. It is fun to be agreed with. I mean, it does feel good when everyone has a little confirmation bias. If you feel strongly about something, and you got other people that agree with you, you do like that. That's human. But that doesn't mean you can't talk to and coexist with people, who disagree and stuff. I mean, it's part of the fun as well. The thing is, like, people agree something I think is just the greatest thing ever, and someone thinks it's the worst piece of crap ever. Why do I give a shit? And vice versa.
Yeah.
It should be the other way around. If I think it's the worst shit ever and you like it, why should you give a shit what I think then? If you like it, I'm not stopping you from liking it. But, of course, I agree with that, Eric K. Raiders of the Lost Ark was a great movie, controversial view. I know. Yeah, no, you bastard. I hate you. Actually, it's my top 3. It's in my top 3. But if you like any of the Jar Jar Abrams Trek movies, I will beat you up. No, I'm just kidding.
I love Raiders. Raiders was the first one I saw. When I was a kid, I liked Temple of Doom better.
I love Temple of Doom, by the way. I'm one of those weirdos that love, that's not a popular opinion, loving Temple of Doom.
Oh, dude, I love Temple of Doom. As a kid, I liked it better. I guess I just didn't appreciate Raiders for what it was until I got older. When I got older, I was like, man, I love Raiders. I still love Temple of Doom. I just don't love it more than Raiders now.
Yeah. No, I get that, but I'm glad you listen, because there are people who hate it, and I'm like, it's a little harsh. I mean, that movie's a remake of a Cary Grant film called Gunga Din, by the way.
No, I did not know that.
Temple of Doom, my retro blasting buddies. For anybody who don't know, if you go to their page, he's done convention panels about Temple of Doom. He loves Temple of Doom, and he's done some videos about that. It'll freak you out how much of a remake, and it truly is. Spielberg totally. I hate to use the word rip off because I love the film, but totally ripped it off for Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And he goes into details. It's amazing. Because his videos, Retro Blasting's videos are friggin' amazing. And he's very thorough, Michael. And I'm going to be having him on again soon because I've been having him on for many years. And he does great stuff. But yeah, I love Temple of Doom. But we all have, I'm sure you have them too, because my friend Mark C., I don't know if you're familiar with him. We're doing a show, I don't know if it's this week or next, about bad, quote unquote, bad movies that we love. And he's got a big old list of them. And I'm like, I never really thought about it that way. A movie, if I love it, isn't a bad movie. But I know what you're saying. And so that's going to be fun. And it'll be like, do I have any movies that I love that I know that I think are bad? Weird question. But he's got a zillion of them, apparently. Or maybe a movie that you love that others think is bad. Maybe that's how it works.
Or movies that failed originally that nobody liked. I like the original Dune. I like Dune. I like Doom. I like Doom with The Rock. I like that movie with Carl Urban. I know that's a big, oh my God, I'm a huge Doom fan. Like the second Doom came out on PC, I was playing that. I had it. I was the only kid on the block that had PC powerful enough to play it. And on PC, everybody else had played on like Super Nintendo or whatever. But I love Doom. I played it from the very beginning. That was one of the first games I modded. I like that movie. I just don't think it's a good Rock movie. I think Carl Urban did a better job in that movie than The Rock did. That's not a popular opinion, but I still like the movie. I laugh my ass off when it goes into first person mode and he's like ripping things apart and shooting things like he's in a video game. I laugh my ass off at that.
Oh yeah, I love a movie. I guess people think it's bad. I don't know. I love a movie called Battle Beyond the Stars.
Oh, dude, with the movie ship.
I love the fucking fuck out of that movie. 1980.
Dude, it's the gunslinger. The gunslinger in that, the assassin guy.
Robert Vaughn.
Yes, Robert Vaughn. Dude, when I was a kid, I was like, I want to be him one day. I want to be him one day.
He was Gelt. That movie came out.
Yes.
I saw it. Oh God, I don't know how many times because I went to see Empire Strikes Back in 1980 like 15 times. I was 16 years old or whatever, and that was playing around the same time. I went to see that a million times, because I couldn't get enough of Empire Strikes Back. So another space film, I'm in, and I love it. I don't know. It's Roger Corman. I guess people like to call it cheesy or whatever, but it's fun. It's Seven Samurai remake again.
Yeah,
just a science fiction version of it. Yeah, it was James Cameron worked on the effects of that thing. Jerry Horner's a very memorable soundtrack theme. So, yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm going to disagree with you slightly, Eric. I think Fright Night's a great movie. The original, screw the remake. I love Fright Night. I think it's brilliant. Yeah. That's one of my favorite fucking movies of all time. Roddy McDowall is fucking brilliant in that movie.
A lot of people didn't like Face Off. I love Face Off because of how just vile and evil John Travolta was. I love John Travolta as a villain. I do. I think he's great. From Pulp Fiction, Broken Arrow, Face Off. When John Travolta is a villain, that's when I'm like, holy shit, he's at his best. I love the way he played it. Nicolas Cage, not so much, but he's supposed to be like Nicolas Cage. So he's playing it kind of like Nicolas Cage. I like that movie, even though a lot of people didn't like it and thought it sucked. I liked it. That's one of those movies that most people hate. That I enjoy it because of the acting, because of something.
Oh yeah, it was funny as hell. Was it Gary and Critical Drinker just did a big old stream about tearing that movie down, loving it. I mean, not tearing it down, breaking it down and loving it. I liked Con Air. So what can I tell you? I mean, that was ridiculous. That's a silly movie, and I can't help it. I like it.
Hold it or the bunny dies. And you're like, what the hell, dude?
Oh, God. I don't know. I don't know, man. I didn't really like The Rock that much, but I love the Connery's parts in it. That was kind of a fun movie. There's a silly fun movie. But see, there's a movie. I love Army of Darkness unreservedly, Smart Steve.
Oh, dude. Hold on 1 second, guys. I don't know if I can. I'm going to send this to your Twitter, and if you want to pull it up, this is right in Loki's broadcasting room. I'm going to send this to your Twitter, dude. If you want to show this,
sure.
Clobberin time. So I just took this. You see the clock on the wall. It's got the time on the wall. There you go, brother. You want to show that? That's in my broadcasting room. It's one of the many.
Oh yeah. Bad. I love the clock, by the way. Let's see here. See if I can.
Yeah, that was a birthday present I got this year.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah.
That's badass. I have a Legion of Superheroes clock. So let's see. There he is. Sorry. I'm not too good at this screen sharing thing, but there. I think we got it up now.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Oh my God. I can't tell how many times I've watched Army of Darkness, dude. And of course, what did they do? Like 5 different goddamn versions of it on DVD. I don't know how many I've got.
I got the anniversary Blu-ray that came with every version of the film, and it's on 4 discs.
Nice. But what they do, like 10 different damn versions of it or something, seems like to me.
They had to trim part of it out for UK audiences. They had a televised version that had scenes that were in no other version of the movie. You've got the theatrical version, you've got an extended cut version that has a different ending, and then you have everything put together in like the super cut.
Wow.
So you've got everything they cut out that's in all the other versions in one movie. Along with the different ending, of course, where he wakes up in the future. He's like, I slept too long.
That was great. Oh, my God. Dude, that is awesome. I love it, man. That is so freaking cool. Oh, I love the clock, too. They said the clock was recent. You just got the clock?
Yeah, I just got the clock. The Valkyrie sent me that. That is a record. That is a record that was carved out that has Loki. It's got Loki, the name Loki in the bottom. It's got the figure of Loki holding the staff on top, and it's got like lightning going through the record album. But it used to be a record album that got turned into a clock.
Whoa. My, and they had that. Was it made? I mean, they had it made.
Yeah, it was custom. It was custom made.
Oh shit, that is badass, dude. I love it.
They sent that and a lighter, a Loki lighter, like a Zippo.
Very nice of them. To love the
Yes.
the beautiful Valkyries, man, and getting it done. I love that. Oh, by the way, it is Veterans Day, so we should do it geek style. The great Jack Kirby, of course, folks, and his that's Captain America, and by the way, love to all the great veterans out there.
That is awesome.
Isn't that cool? Jeremy Kirby released that today. Of course, he was, the two greatest geek times of my life, man, were the times I got to hang out with Jack Kirby, King of Comics. So.
I can't believe that.
It's just
legend.
Yep, he is the man. But yes, that is just too cool. That clock there. I got my Legion clock at Dragon Con one year. They had this big old table. This guy makes all these different like geek related clock stuff or stuff like that,
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. He saw me from like I take up a lot of space, so it's easy for him to see me. I'm wearing my shirt with all my Legion insignias on it, and this guy waves at me. It's crowded. He says, "Come over here, come over. What, you got to see what I have here." He shows me a Legion of Superheroes clock with the L and all that kind of stuff. I don't have a picture of it right with me, but it was cool. So, yes, and I love that thing you got there, and that is just beautiful. Valkyries, you are just awesome. Yeah, the other good one, Last Starfighter. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Greetings, Starfighter. You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada. Dun, da, 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 da. If I keep singing, I'm going to get you credit. You're going to get copyrighted.
Oh, I don't think they pay attention here. But yeah, dude, I can't remember it either. But yeah. Now again, it was funny, that movie. The villain's almost like non-existent.
Yeah,
he has no personality. But the movie's fun anyway.
You only see him like 3 or 4 times, and that's it.
Oh yeah. That's
you spend maybe like 5 minutes of the movie with him.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. Well, look, Tim, I can't really beat you up on that one, buddy, because Star Crash has Carolyn Monroe, and you're entitled to love any movie with Carolyn Monroe in it, in my book. I love her. Oh God, dude. And Star Crash is pretty bad. It's pretty damn bad, dude. Oh boy. No, but it's wonderful because it has her in it. I love to meet her.
Bruce Campbell was in a really freaky robots trying to kill humankind movie. And they go to the moon.
Oh, Moontrap.
Moontrap, yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude, so bad it's good.
Dude, a buddy of mine was at a con, at a panel with Bruce Campbell, and someone asked Bruce Campbell, so how much did you enjoy making Moontrap? Yeah. And he said, how much did you enjoy watching Moontrap? Boom, boom, burn. Yeah, he didn't like it. Oh, so yeah. God, I love that guy. Who doesn't love Bruce? But you want the weird, almost everything he ever does, he's playing Bruce, kind of.
Yep.
Which is so good, you don't care. My favorite thing he's ever done, is the only thing he didn't play Bruce in. Because I happen to love, unreservedly, more than many things in life itself, the criminally short-lived TV show, The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr.
Oh, dude.
I love it so much. And he's not Bruce in that. He's playing Briscoe's a complex and a very different, very intelligent character. Not that Bruce isn't intelligent, brilliant. I'm saying, but he plays the goofball like Ash a lot,
Yep.
Briscoe. God damn it, man.
I would say though that he does play a more Elvis Bruce in Bubba Hotep.
Yeah.
Bruce, but he's still Bruce. It's just like Elvis Bruce.
He is Elvis Bruce. God, that's a great movie. I love Bubba Hotep. But he's just fantastic. He's great on Burn Notice, but he's kind of being Bruce.
He's Bruce.
He's just fantastic.
That's what people love. They love Bruce. It's Bruce, whether it's Evil Dead Bruce, Moontrap Bruce, Bubba Hotep Bruce, Army of Darkness Bruce, Evil Dead. It doesn't matter what he's doing. It's Bruce. So that's what people love. They want more Bruce.
But Briscoe proves he can do something not Bruce, because Briscoe's nothing like Bruce. That's like, not like those, the cartoony Bruce that you see in the, I'm not like, as a person, he's a cool dude. He is kind of like those characters too. He's a funny joking kind of guy. Briscoe, he's a tough action hero, but he's also, he's got a great sense of humor. He's intelligent. He sometimes solves things with his mind, not just his fists or his gun. It's a science fiction Western. It's, that show's so friggin' good, man. It lasted one damn season. I was so mad at Fox that I wouldn't watch when X-Files started coming on right when that got canceled, and I wouldn't watch X-Files. I was mad at it. I was like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! You cancel Briscoe? Screw you!" And even in the last episode, they teased us, said we'll be back, and they said it, breaking the fourth wall after a brief hiatus. Well, never happened. But every few years, dude, I just go back and I just binge it all. It's only 23 episodes, I think.
You've got a couple of people in your chat talking about the Spider-Man movies. You do know he was supposed to be Mysterio.
Is that so? Wow.
Yeah, he was gonna be Mysterio in Spider-Man 4.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I don't know if I've ever heard that or not, but it sounds familiar. Well, it's Raimi, so yeah, it worked.
Yeah, it was Raimi. Raimi was gonna you've seen Bruce in all 3 movies. Yeah, he's actually Mysterio, and he's been there the whole time. He's been there the whole time since the beginning. You just didn't know that he was Mysterio.
It was going to be that same dude, then, you're saying?
Yeah, it's going to be the same dude. The guy that was at the wrestling event, the guy that was at Mary Jane's play that wouldn't let him in the door. I forget who he played in the third one. But yeah, it was him. It was him the whole time. It was Mysterio.
In the third one, he was the maitre d' at the restaurant.
Yes. Which
I hated the third movie. But so, wow, he's just been the same dude with all these different jobs. He would have been, oh my God. That's cool, though.
Yeah, because he was trying to be an FX guy.
Max Dillon or whatever.
Yeah. And it didn't work out, but he used his knowledge that he got from that to be Mysterio.
That would have been fantastic because, as much as I didn't like the third film, I would like to have seen Raimi get another crack at it.
Because could you imagine if he pulled the fishbowl off and he was like, you son of a bitch. I would have loved that.
Oh God, that would have. Oh, Jesus, man, that would have been cool as shit. I would have been right there for that, because they deserved another shot at it after 3, though. Man, I did not know that, dude. That would have been cool. Yeah. Because I love Bruce Campbell. I love him. I don't even know what he's doing now. So I never did. A lot of people have said that Ash versus Evil Dead is good. I don't know if you've seen it. I've not watched much of it yet, but I hear it's really good.
I watched the first 2 seasons and I really liked it.
Yeah, good. I mean, at least it's something like there that I haven't. It's nice to have some stuff I know I haven't watched yet that are in reserve since they don't make anything anymore of any kind. It's any good.
They had to be very careful. Something that NetherRealm Studios was going to bring Ash into Mortal Kombat. Bruce Campbell did all his lines for it. They did motion capture on his face. Bruce Campbell got to see a prototype of what they were going to do.
Wow.
And then it got canceled. And the reason why it got canceled was they included something, and you don't know what, but they included something from Army of Darkness. And it got a cease and desist. So they brought in RoboCop and they were going to have RoboCop at the end of the Mortal Kombat 11 lineup. And they brought in, I forget who else. They brought in somebody of Rambo. Rambo was not originally supposed to be. It was supposed to be Ash. They replaced Ash with RoboCop because they were already working on RoboCop, and they brought in Rambo instead. But the rights for Army of Darkness and Evil Dead are two completely different things. Even though it's the same character, the rights are split because of the studio they use. So they could not include any mentions of Army of Darkness in the Ash versus Evil Dead TV show because of the way the rights are. And I know that's so screwed up, but
that's crazy,
Army of Darkness rights and the Evil Dead rights are not the same thing.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, that absolutely sucks.
That's fucked up, man.
So in the series that they did, they couldn't have any mention of Army of Darkness or anything from Army of Darkness in Evil Dead. Ash versus Evil Dead.
Oh man, Eric K. That's a good question. You could put me on. I really hate that goddamn movie. Side. I hated Daredevil, Affleck Daredevil. What about you?
I hated it. I absolutely hated it.
I was so pissed off at that thing. I mean,
the television show is great.
I love the show, dude. Ugh.
Hell, the one where the trial of the Incredible Hulk, where Daredevil like defends him in the courtroom, that's better. Yeah, that's better than fucking the Ben Affleck Daredevil.
Do you remember that the ninja-looking Daredevil in that one had his eyes covered?
Yep.
And Stan Lee, of all people, everyone knows I'm a big Stan Lee critic, everybody, but he was right about this. They were talking to him about this, and he said, Daredevil's not supposed to have his eyes covered up. And they said, but he's blind. He says, yeah, but nobody knows that, dummies.
Yeah.
So but he's blind. Yes, but the world doesn't know he's blind. Not even the superheroes know it.
Yep.
Dummies.
But I did love that. There's a scene in that TV spinoff on the Incredible Hulk. There's a scene where he walks into this building and there's a light above him, and he pulls out his stick and he's like plop and knocks it out, and he's like boom in the dark. I loved that. I absolutely loved that. When I saw that, I was like, okay, I got to start reading Daredevil comics. That's cool as shit. He knocks the light out without even looking up at it. He's just like plop. And then everything's pitch black, and he's like, "Okay, now I can sneak like a ninja." And I was like, "Oh, dude, this is badass."
You talking about in the first season?
The trial of the Incredible Hulk.
The old one. Okay,
yeah, the old one. He's in that black.
I don't remember
ninja
much
suit,
of that one. Okay.
And he walks into this building, and there's a staircase going up, and a light directly above, and he pulls out his stick, and he just pops it and breaks it, and all the lights go out, and he's like, "Bloop." Back to creeping, so nobody sees him. And I was like, dude, that is badass. And he sees in green. It's like everything's lined out in green. And I was like, that is so cool. There's a black and green vision, and he can see heat sources because of the sound. I knew shit about Daredevil, but they explained more in that movie about what made Daredevil than they did in that damn Ben Affleck movie.
Hello, Moira. I'm glad you're still here. God, yeah, he just Rex Smith, also the guy who played Street Hawk, for those who remember Street Hawk. Yeah, as Daredevil, but yeah, he just looked. Of course, I never could stand that costume, or even the one they had in the first season of the Netflix show, which I do love. The ninja-looking thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that show. Look, why can't we get another season of that?
And how bad was Bullseye in that?
In the movie?
How bad Bullseye was in
Colin Farrell?
Yes.
Sucks. Oh my God.
It was nothing but cringe. Like for 30 minutes with him in it, you're just like, Really? This is the bad guy? Then it was over.
Yeah.
Yes, Moira.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I want a bloody costume. Yeah, he's terrible. They finally had Bullseye in the third season of Daredevil, of the show. Now, the show, if any of you haven't watched the Daredevil Netflix show, by the way, I've watched every one of those, for some reason, of the Marvel Netflix shows. Yes, I'm dumb. I didn't like any of them. I didn't like Jessica Jones, and I watched 2 seasons of it. Third season was enough. I couldn't. I was so disappointed in Luke Cage, but I watched both seasons. I was really hated Iron Fist. I loved the character. Wasn't big on the Punisher they did. I didn't think I loved the guy playing him.
I really liked him. I did.
I love him.
I like what's his name
great.
better? The guy that's in the guy that did the movie, not Dolph, but the other guy.
Well, there was the guy that was Punisher Warzone. I forget that dude's name. Ray something.
No.
And then there was Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane. I really like that movie. I don't know if it's because I was completely out of it when I saw it for the first time, or what. I'd had surgery on my upper mouth, and I had my whole front bridge taken out, and I was so hopped up on painkillers, and all I remember hearing is that song that guy sings to him, and like, because the DVD was like playing over and over and over again, and that's all I remember. But then I watched it after that, and I was like, I really like this movie.
Yeah,
I really like this
I don't
movie.
think I ever watched it.
Guy. The Thomas Jane movie's good. If you haven't seen it, watch the Thomas Jane movie. I liked it.
I never watched it. I almost never missed comic movies, but I was never a big Punisher guy. And the reason, even when he was in Marvel, I guess it's because he was kind of a rip of Matt Bolan, the old Destroyer novels. But when I started first seeing the Punisher in the 70s, he used mercy bullets. That's how long ago that was.
Mercy bullets? Really?
Rubber bullets. And he was in comic books. He first appeared in the Marvel Super Special. I forget what issue, but then I first saw him in an Amazing Spider-Man comic, him and Spider-Man and Nightcrawler fighting him, and he used rubber bullets. But then Frank Miller put him in a Daredevil issue that was called Child's Play. It was a drug abuse issue, and it got taken off the market. And Marvel refused to print it because it got refused by the comics code. They later printed it in a special thing, though. And that was when he kind of started using the bullets, using like real guns. And then from there, in the 80s, they started giving him as a miniseries and things like that. But if you want to read the most ridiculously idiotic but somehow funny comic ever about the Punisher, I'm recommending this tongue-in-cheek now, everyone, so don't get mad at me if you read it and see how stupid it is. Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe by Garth Ennis. You ever heard of that one?
Nope.
By Garth Ennis. It is from the early mid-90s. Dude, it's so fucking stupid, it's irresistible. Because you're supposed to believe that the Punisher can kill all these Marvel characters, and he kills them all. And it's so dumb. Basically, the X-Men are having a fight in a Central Park or whatever, and they cause Frank Castle's family to die. Not mobsters. So he hates superheroes. And a bunch of rich people who've had families destroyed by superhero fights, just throwing cars around and all other kind of horse shit, hate him. So they pay him to kill all the superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
So fucking stupid. The way he kills Spider-Man. The way he kills them all. He kills Wolverine. Yes, let that sink in. He kills Dr. Doom. He kills all of the X-Men. He kills everybody.
Wow.
And there's one page where they don't have the guts to try to think of a dumb way you can do it. So there's like this montage page showing all these faces of these characters he's killed. They got Ghost Rider there. I'm saying, how the fuck did he kill Ghost Rider? They got Thor. I'm like, how the fuck did he kill Thor? What are you? Shut up. It's so fucking stupid. I'm telling you, dude, when we read this comic book, my friend and I, we were laughing our ass off. It's so funny. And it wasn't meant, I thought it was meant to be funny. I thought Ennis was doing it as a goof. And I'm sorry to be spoiling everyone, but you cannot know the hilarity of this comic until you've seen it. You've got to see it. He kills. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, Moira. It's not Colin's fault that Bullseye sucked. It's not what's his name's fault that Anakin in episode 2 was a whiny little bitch. You do what the director tells you to do. If the director tells you this is how I want you to do this, that's how you do it. Actors don't just go, okay, I'm going to play the role like this. No, they are told, listen, this is how we want you to sound. This is how we're going to have you look. It's not like Colin showed up and said, this is how I'm going to do this. It's just that's what they told him to do. That's how they told him to be. And if the director and the writer didn't like it, that's what reshoots are for.
Yeah, oh yeah. You never really blame the actors. You blame the writers, and you blame the director big time.
Yeah.
But yeah, the writing and the director. By the way, you can, in a sense, sure you blame writers, but the director is responsible for anything you see on the screen.
Yep.
Well, producers let him get away with it, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, absolutely. Maura, that would be a wonderful. I would love to see it. Talk comics with you. You know, I like to do that. But if I knew where a copy was, I would send you Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe. I would do just a show on it one day and just show all the pictures from it. Because who cares about spoiling something? So it is. We used to call it the worst comic, but it's almost one of the best comics ever. It's so fucking dumb. I mean, look, there's certain things that work in the comic book universe that have to make some kind of even, funny book sense, right?
Right.
But for the way, again, spoiler, sorry, but the way he kills the Hulk makes sense. He waits till he changes back to Bruce Banner and blows his head off. It's stupid, but yeah, I guess that's what you would do, right? But he kills Venom with a gun. Excuse me?
He does what?
He kills Spider-Man and Venom. First of all, who would whip his ass in like 2 seconds. But he kills them both and with a gun, and they just let you think. I mean, he just walks away from. He catches him, Spider-Man fighting villain in a sewer, Venom in a sewer, and he guns him down, and that kills him. This was the biggest troll ever. There's no way he meant to see Marvel just Punisher. They were Punisher crazy at the time. This is mid 90s. He kills Wolverine by, get this, throwing him onto a transformer, and then he gets electrocuted. Wolverine gets electrocuted.
Wow, you can't kill Wolverine like that.
And he's just this. I'm going, wait a minute. What about the healing factor in the adamantium? He's just nothing left but these bones. I'm like, you guys ever read Garth Ennis? Have you ever read an X-Men comic? You can't kill Wolverine. Not like that.
Not like that.
We don't know how he killed everybody. How he killed Doctor. He kills Dr. Doom. He tricks him. It's so freaking stupid. It's the dumbest comic I've ever read in my life. And again, he's a good writer. He's nuts, Garth Ennis. So he had to be screwing around. But I've never heard him talk. He won't talk about it. They didn't say how he killed Thor. Last scene, though, I'm giving a spoiler. I don't give a shit. It's so funny. He ends up, almost all heroes are dead, right? But Daredevil, Matt Murdock keeps bringing him from jail for some reason. And Captain America finally shows up and kicks his ass. And you're like, okay, finally. Right? Well, Captain America, you're going, yeah, there's no way he can beat Captain. I don't care what anyone says. Well, Captain America, he knocks the shield out of his hand, and Captain America is standing over him without his shield. And all of a sudden, the Punisher just pulls the gun out. They show Captain America's face with a goofy look on his face, and he blows his head off. He just lets himself get his head blown off.
Wow.
And then Daredevil comes down. Daredevil comes down and kicks his ass for that, but then he ends up accidentally killing Daredevil, and he realizes that's his only friend in the world because Matt Murdock's his only friend if he's springing from jail. Then he kills himself in the story. You gonna tell me that is? It's funny, dude. I'm like, yeah, okay. And the cover's hilarious, dude. It's got him standing on a pile of all the Marvel dead bodies. So yeah, you guys want a fun read? Go after that one. This is stupid as fucking. I probably ruined it for you. Now you'll read it monthly. Yeah, it's stupid. Should have let you be surprised, but no, I've saved you the agony.
Yeah, save us the agony, please.
But anyway, you know what? On that Netflix thing, I love the guy playing Punisher, John Bernthal.
Yeah.
On the second season of Daredevil, he's terrific.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved him in the second season of Daredevil. I loved it. I loved it. I was like, yeah, the first meeting. What is the first meeting like? No, Red. No, you don't get it, Red. Yeah, I was like, yes, they captured it perfectly.
Oh, it's fantastic. And dude, when one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in anything in my entire life is when in that episode like 4 or whatever it was, where he's got the gun duct taped to his hand, Daredevil does. And he's got to walk down these stairs. It's like a long continuous shot, and there's like this Hell's Angels group of badass bikers or whatever coming up the stairs, and he has to fight them all. I'm like, what, like 30 of them?
Yep.
That was friggin' amazing.
It was. And I think the first season, they kind of dropped the ball. The first season of The Punisher, they kind of dropped the ball. But the second season, I really enjoyed the second season.
I thought it was okay, too. A lot of people like it the other way around. They did not like the first season at all.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. Jigsaw. We're going to throw Jigsaw in there.
Oh, Jigsaw was annoying. And again, he was who did he punish? I mean, he wasn't punisher-y at all. He was just like whining around, sitting around whining about stuff. Second season, you know, he had a pretty cool fight in the early one.
Yep.
And he was pretty badass. It was, again, they tend to be with those Netflix Marvel shows to be soap operas, where you'll have like, was it 10 episodes or maybe or whatever.
Yep.
And 6 of them are filler.
I like Daredevil though. I didn't like Iron Fist. I didn't even want to watch Jessica Jones. I didn't like Luke Cage, but I really like Daredevil and Punisher. So it was one of those things, like even when they did the Defenders, I was like, okay, we've got Sigourney Weaver, we've got this badass cast coming in, we've got Daredevil, we've got Iron Fist, we've got Jessica Jones, we've got Luke Cage. I was excited, and they kind of subverted our expectations.
Boy, did they ever. The first season of Jessica Jones was only good for David Tennant, who is brilliant as the Purple Man.
Yeah.
But when he's not there, he's there a lot, though. And again, you get to see Luke Cage in it at least. Both those seasons were disappointing of Luke Cage, but Iron Fist was so terrible as well. It's like, especially that second season. Holy shit. So, yeah, man, it's just a shame. Now, see, Shang-Chi would have been better for a show like that. I would love to see them do a Moon Knight show like that, but please, for the love of God, do it right. They won't, though. They're planning a Moon Knight show. I'm scared to death. Or a movie. I think it's a movie. And I love Moon Knight. That would scare the hell out of me. That could be so good.
Yeah.
If you did Moon Knight. But so I would I'd settle for another Daredevil season. Third season was pretty damn good. Vincent D'Onofrio, man.
Oh, yes.
Off the hook.
Yes. Oh, man. Kingpin.
Brilliant.
Kingpin. He is the Kingpin. I wanted to tell you, Vanessa, that I love you, and I'm going to kill the Daredevil. I'm going to kill him for you, Vanessa. And you're just like, damn.
Oh man, dude, they did a lot. They took a lot of Daredevil Born Again in that season. Parrothead, thank you for popping in, sir. Good to see you, my friend. Yodam Darkstar, thank you for popping in too. I appreciate it. I don't know, man. That season was really good. They had a lot of Born Again from it. They didn't have quite a great as amazing fight scene as they did in those first 2 seasons, but it was kind of cool when he was Matt Murdock in the prison and he was all drugged up and he still had to fight his way out of there. I don't know if you remember that scene.
Epic. Absolutely epic. When he goes to save that kid and he is torn up, I was just like, this is Daredevil. Daredevil's
one of my favorite characters, man. Anyone who hasn't read Daredevil Born Again, you got to. That's my favorite Frank Miller story of all time. I don't know if you've ever read that one. That's a great comic. But it's funny, people don't realize about Daredevil, though. They always think he's so dark and serious and stuff. First 16 years of his existence before Frank Miller came along, he was kind of a fun-loving, happy-go-lucky kind of palled around with Spider-Man and other superheroes, and he fought colorful villains and stuff. And I loved him. I was a fan way before Miller changed him. But Miller did some great stuff. The first Miller run's brilliant, and his second his 7-issue run that was called Born Again that's been compiled. it's just some of the greatest stuff ever. And these Daredevil shows, the seasons, 3 seasons, almost everything that in there is Miller.
Yeah, yeah. From the interaction with Punisher, yeah, all of it. The interactions with Elektra, the interactions with Punisher.
Yes.
But I loved those interactions with Punisher. That is the you've got, when he's calling him a choir boy and he's like, you don't get it. I go out there and I take care of the problem. You let the problem get away. You don't have the balls to do what I do. And I'm just like, yes.
Yeah. And you got to say, Charlie Cox was really good.
Yeah.
He was, did a great job, man.
If there's anything you can say, if they said, okay, Loki, you can only say one good thing about Daredevil, I'm going to say it's the cast. The cast of Daredevil was it was spot on perfect.
Absolutely. I love the girl who plays Karen Page.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't remember her
name. And
it
sucks. She's not getting any work. She's
really?
out of work. Yeah. Yeah. Well, nobody will hire her.
First time I saw Daredevil on the Spider-Man cartoon in the 90s. Yeah, he did pop up on there. I loved him on the FF cartoon. He had an appearance on there as well. But that was, again, the fun-loving, happy-go-lucky Daredevil, which I do love, by the way. I still love that.
Word was Disney didn't like her. Disney didn't like her. No, Disney didn't like her. And when Disney doesn't like you, they tend to get their way.
Weird.
I know people don't, not much like the new Star Wars movies. Daisy Ridley is screwed. Whether or not you liked her in those, or you didn't like her in those, or you thought her character sucked, Disney pretty much blacklisted her.
Really?
That's
a shame. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
well, that's terrible.
Cannot get work anywhere. And she'll straight up say it's because of Disney and the work I did on Star Wars.
Wow. I've heard she's got some kind of voice acting thing going on or something. But yeah, that's going to be tough for her then.
Yeah.
Well, that's a damn shame. I never have anything against her. I think Ray's a terrible character, but, I never blame the actors. And
she was so happy. I want to tell you guys something. She was like bouncing up and down in her chair before that first movie ever came out. Her and what's his name? The guy who played Finn.
John Boyega.
John Boyega. Both of them were jumping up and down. We're in Star Wars, and now they're like, we fucking hate Star Wars.
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel bad for him. Oscar Isaacs. I heard that in an interview after that Rise of Skywalker crap, someone asked him if he would ever be another Star Wars, and he said, "Hell no,
hell no, I won't touch that with a 10-foot pole. No,
that's terrible, man. Because, but you think they would have been excited about it. You could understand their excitement. All right, my buddy Steve. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it, man. Steve,
Mark Hamill got typecast, and he was like, no, it's the best thing I ever did. It was the funnest, best thing I ever got to do was be Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. And he got typecast like a mother after that.
He really did.
Harrison Ford did fine. Other actors and actresses went on to do fine, but Mark Hamill, you're Luke Skywalker. You'll always be Luke Skywalker. That's all anybody will ever see. And because of some voice acting, he got some incredible stuff. He got to be the Joker. He's my Joker.
Yeah,
he's my favorite Joker. But it sucks.
That is a damn shame, man. And it's just, but he did love the character of Luke. Unlike, unfortunately, as much as I love Harrison Ford, I don't like the way he dislikes. I think it's sad the way he feels about Han Solo. And let's just be honest and put him on the map.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have got Indiana Jones after Tom Selleck had to leave it. He would not have gotten that without Star Wars.
It wasn't the part that he hated. It's the fact that he said, I want to go out in a blaze of glory in Return of the Jedi. I want to be an important part, not just to tag along. And that is why he felt so shitty about that role for so long, is that he thought, look, have me sacrifice myself taking down the shield generator on Endor. And Lucas wouldn't do it. He wouldn't budge.
Yeah. So. But I kind of get him on that, as much as I wouldn't like to see Han die as a fan. But, the thing is, then he comes back in 2015 and lets Han die like a punk bitch.
Yep.
Lets them destroy the character. At that point, I guess he just didn't give a fuck.
Nope. No, he got his way. He got his way, and he got killed.
Except he didn't get to die in a blaze. You know what? As much as I fucking hate that movie anyway, if I could respect a little bit if he had died in a blaze of glory like he wanted to, instead of just said, "Hey, son, come over here and stab me, so I don't have to be in any more of these movies." Shit. Yeah. So that's a damn shame. But I still love the dude. I still make good guys. He's Indiana Jones, and I forgive him for the crystal numbskull.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
I just said I forgive him. I didn't say it was.
With Mutt. Mutt, is that what they called him? His son, Mutt?
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, thank God he took that hat back. He was like, "No, not now, kid. Sorry." Bring in Chris Pratt, please. Bring us Chris Pratt and have him be the son, the real son of Indiana Jones.
You know, if he were the son, I would buy into it.
Yeah.
But did you ever watch the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles?
Yes, I did. I loved them. One season. That's all we got was one season. But
that was a great show.
Dude, I got that. I got that DVD set. McDonald's was doing a thing where if you ate so many Big Macs and you had the UPC, you could get the entire saga from Raiders to Last Crusade and the season of Young Indiana Jones for like $19.99 on DVD.
Wow.
And I've still got that set from McDonald's of all places.
You know what I hate about that set though? Well, did you see it when it first aired on television?
Yes.
Well, you know what was missing from the set then, right? For those who have not seen Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, and I think you should see it, it's great. Each episode, because it was on network television, ABC, I believe it was at the time, had this framing sequence. At the beginning of every episode, there's 90-some-odd-year-old eye patch wearing Indiana Jones in modern day, and he has a little short piece where something happens to him, and then he ends up telling a story about his life. And it's a framing sequence, and I really love that. Well, when the crystal stupid numbskull came out or whatever was looming or was imminent, and they were coming out with that set around that time, if I remember right.
No, because I had this when I was like, I got this when I was like 18, 19.
Yeah, but
maybe 20.
But the DVD set though.
Yeah, it came as a bonus at the time. It was the only way to get it on DVD.
Well, the old man scenes on there.
This is 20 something years ago now.
Well, there's a set where it's not on there, where he took it off.
Really?
Lucas said, "Yeah, see, I don't know about the set you're talking about. Maybe I had VHSs, and I had some DVDs that had individual eps. But there's a set where George Lucas, maybe it's the one he did later after Crystal Skull, where he took the old man framing sequences out because he says, "Well, we got this movie coming out that we don't want people to know that Indiana Jones is going to live until he's an old man because it takes the jeopardy out of the movie." Where it's like, what, are you crazy? No one gives a shit about that. And there's again, if you got the one with the old man, I would like to get that one because the last version that they did, he took all that out, all the framing sequences with the old man out.
Really?
Yes, sir. That makes me want to. In fact, even when he did the movie-ized VHSs, he took them out. I have a bootleg. A friend of mine got some bootlegs a while back. I don't know if they've got them. It's been so long, I don't have them anymore. That had the old network copies with the old man in it. So if you got that, dude, maybe it's that's why I didn't know they did one with the old man in it. Jesus. But wow,
they've got the DVD box set that has volume 1 through 3. That is not what I've got, though.
That might be a later one that they did it to. I did not know that they did one with the old man. I'm going to try to find that because I wouldn't buy it. I was so pissed off. I'm like, oh, dude, those are really fun. Harrison Ford actually did an episode.
Yeah, I remember that. I always loved the one where they did the acupuncture when he's like a little kid.
I'm trying to remember that one. Like the first couple, in those first couple, he was a little kid. And then Sean Patrick Flannery came on there. Remember, he went and he met Pancho Villa and Patton as a kid. Patton as a young man. And
yes, Pancho Villa. He rode with Pancho Villa. Yes,
That's right. And he met all these. That was one of the fun things about the show. He met all these historical characters. Figures. And there was one episode about the Somme in World War One. That was some disturbing shit. That was really well done.
Yes,
because they were like movies. These were from like movies, and I really love that show. I didn't think I would when it came on. Didn't want to watch it, and it was good stuff. So yeah, Young Indiana Jones Chronicles was the best of it. Yeah, it was. It was good stuff. I'd like to get that. It's Patton's birthday today. I did not know that. Wow, that is wild, weird stuff. And did you know that it is it's Patton's birthday today? Well, thanks, man. By the way, that is wild, weird stuff. Is Doc Severinsen here tonight? Okay, you got to be old to know Johnny Carson. I get it. Sorry. So, dude, that's weird, man. I did not know that that was the case on that. But I appreciate it. I'm gonna have to check that out. Try to find the set because the one set where I'm talking about doesn't have it. So I didn't freaking buy it. I had a friend bought it. Wow. Oh,
McDonald's restaurant promotional campaign that sold the first 3 Indiana Jones films for $5.99 of each, with the purchase of a large sandwich, breakfast sandwich. It's in the extras section. Offer ran for 3 weeks at participating United States restaurants. Commercial itself featured an elderly Indiana Jones narrating over a montage of scenes from then upcoming television series.
So you're talking about those are the films then?
Those are the films. There was like a full set though.
Yeah, there was a full set of Young Indy, but they took the old man out, as I've always been led to understand, because I wouldn't buy it. But a friend, they said they were doing that. Lucas said he was doing it, and a friend of mine who bought it said it's not on there. But it was on the network version only, to my knowledge. Now, if that's not the case, I'd love to know about it, because I would love to get that. Because I don't want that set without the old man, and I'll probably get it one day if it's cheap. Because I haven't seen him in a long time. It was a good show. And I guess it doesn't kill it not having the old man, but I like the old man stuff. Thanks, Eric K. Is Doc here tonight? Ed, why don't you go and screw yourself, Ed? You are correct, son. Oh, God. Jack Parr? Man, I couldn't do a Jack Parr, man. I can't. I know him. I know he was before Steve Allen. Or was he after Steve Allen? Then there was Johnny Carson. I don't know. I miss Johnny Carson, man. Dude. Whatever happened. Well, we know what happened to him. Sorry, that was a dumb question. Skip it. We know that. Oh, dude. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I think we should probably let everybody go to bed tonight, huh?
Yeah, I've got to be up in 6 hours to do the STD review.
Oh, that's right. Well, damn, dude, I appreciate you hanging with. What's the deal? What is this going to be? Usual same bat time, and you're going to be reviewing. Have you already seen it?
No, we'll watch it about 6:15, 6:30, and then talk about it a little bit, and then we'll come on live and do a review. But yeah, the Star Trek Discovery season 3.
Oh boy! So you get to be tortured in the morning.
And last week was bad. Last week was so bad with the trills, dude. Oh man, they had a purple-haired, non-binary, and then they had like a non-whatever human that has a trill inside, and they doesn't even call it a trill. They calls it a squid. A squiddy. Bunsies.
I don't know how you're doing it, man. Yes.
Bunsies.
I don't know how you're doing it, dude. I don't know how, man. I had to tap out after a while with this. I was dumb enough to sit through Picard, so I can't talk about anybody.
Oh, I sat through Picard. I didn't have to sit through season 1 and 2 of Discovery. I didn't even want to watch them, but I was like, you know what? If I'm going to review season 3, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch, and it was hard just getting through that. So,
Oh, dude, I don't envy you. So you're gonna be up, everyone. By the way, if you want to see that, that is 8 p.m. 8 a.m. Central on Stone Loki's channel. By the way, there's a link to his channel. If you have not subscribed to him yet, what are you doing with your life? Please go subscribe to his channel. There's a link in my description below, and a lot of other friends' channels below there, by the way, that are wonderful people that you should go to. And he will be reviewing. He will be go watch him and because misery loves company. Go definitely hang out with him tomorrow morning. Well, it'll be funny if not funny for the people who don't have to suffer through it anyway. I should say, right? Seeing the reviews is a lot more fun than watching it. So.
Yeah, we have a lot more fun talking shit than we do.
Absolutely. And I cannot thank you enough for hanging out with me, dude.
Thank you.
Just too kind, man. We're gonna say some goodbyes. I hope I don't forget anyone. The lovely Moira Kitty popped in tonight. Moira, thank you so much. Mark with the C. Thank you for being here. My great friend Steve Mitchum popped in earlier. Thanks, buddy. The great Eric K. Tim Hayes, thank you, sir, for being here. Parrothead. Appreciate that. Yodam Darkstar, thank you. Smart Steve, my friend, I always appreciate it. Aislinn Burkholder, thank you so much for being here. I know I'm forgetting people because I'm so dumb. I have a garbage memory, my friends. So if I'm forgetting anyone who was here, I am so sorry. But I want to thank you all, and I want to thank everyone, the great Mr. Loki, Mr. Steve Loki, for making this a wonderful night to have somebody to hang out with and stuff. Oh, Latino Slant, Paulie was here earlier as well.
Thank you for having me. And Moira, it's not just the hair; it's the way these people act with the hair. It's not necessarily the hair; it's just the way they act with the hair.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't hear. Was there a question about hair?
Oh yeah, she said. I have platinum periwinkle hair on both sides of my head are shaved, and I'm not out there acting like a psychopath in the street. Why is everybody judging people by their hair color?
Oh, I got you. There you go. Well, we're not doing that here. I love you, Maura. So, and we appreciate you being here so much. So, no, we're not doing that. So, okay, I'm sorry. I must have missed that one because I wasn't looking. Again, man, dude, I cannot thank you enough, dude. You didn't have to do that, buddy.
Thank you for having me on. No, thank you. Brother.
Anytime, bud, man. We have so much fun hanging out with the gang on Tuesday nights. I really appreciate that. And, dude, this intro, outro you made for me, man, is just fantastic.
It was fun.
I can't get enough. Thank you, everyone. Let's see what else. You are awesome. Thank you, all my friends. I'll be back with a show probably Saturday night. I just don't know what yet. But go to Loki's channel tomorrow morning. Go subscribe to it now and go there tomorrow morning. So here we go. Brother. All right, buddy.